Jaguar Mark V Saloon owners, gentlemen, start your engines. We are looking at BAS offering for the Mark V Saloon, a beautiful car, a classic with great classic lines, drawn by no other than Billy Lyons himself, who I think secretly wanted to be a car designer for Bentley. Still beautiful lines, and it is a valuable car that's worth restoring to a high standard. And with that comes the interior, and we feel, and our customers feel, that we have the very best Mark V Saloon kit in the world, second to none. Took many years to develop this. We unconditionally guarantee it to fit and to be exactly as original. We were very lucky to have a very original Mark V Saloon that had every stitch of original material, and we were able to essentially reverse engineer from that. And we've achieved the perfection. We have the right-hand drive and left-hand drive available, and as with a lot of things in life, one of the big things that makes a difference, whether you're baking a cake or it's a bottle of wine, is the ingredients. So how we get such great results here at BAS based on the fact that we use very high quality leather imported directly from Europe to match original specifications. Frankly, much better than Connolly ever was. They're now out of business. There's a reason for that. This is very high quality auto leather. We used a Wilton wool carpet, went 13 colors. The customer here chose classic red. Looks fantastic in the Mark V's. We have the original moquette, the short nap wool cloth, again imported from the UK. And lastly, the correct grain Jaguar vinyls that replicate the original from the factory. Another significant difference between us and others is that we cut everything, including the panel work, on this beautiful and expensive CAD cutting machine. The files for all you techies are DXF files. We digitize those files. You can see the screen here. This isn't Mark V, there's some other job ready to cut. Here's the digitizing table. It's like a big drafting table, and we make plot digital files, and that allows us to cut everything perfectly. So you can see how long the table is. It's about 20 feet long, 7 feet wide. We roll out the vinyl, press that button there, and the whole interior is cut in about 32 seconds. It's quite magnificent. As is the carpet, and everything else within the kit is all CAD cut. Now the great advantage of that is that we can hit it 100% right every time. We want to change any patterns or add things, it's easy to do. And over time, the knowledge and patterns develop to be absolutely perfect. And that's where we're at today. So you can see, I'll show you one of our, what we call our Bibles for cutting. Here's a left-hand drive Saloon version, right-hand drive. We have all the variations. Even the underfelt is cut with this. Here we have the headliner, the foams that get sewn into the seats, and you can see there's the headliner. And let's see, where is the main panels here? There's a file that does the entire car. Not to hand out, that is complete. No, it's the leather. Anyway, you get the point. Here's the panel work. There's the kick panels, the center pillars, the big upper D post dog legs. All of these panels are cut with very high quality black auto board that's water resistant, much better than the substrates originally used by Jaguar for long life. Even the pencil lines are put on these files. So you see the orange line, that allows the pencil here to mark onto the panel board, and allows the guys to get an absolute perfect curve. So again, the great advantage to us and certain we're the only people in the world that CAD cut Mark V interiors. Anyway, I just wanted to give you guys a basic overview here, and we're going to now look at things in detail. I can say that most people that go with this on interior kits will send us the seat frames. This customer chose to have them done locally, but they're not a particularly easy seat to trim. You can see pictures of finished Mark V seats on our webpage. This is typical of how seat covers look before they're installed. They're all typically wrinkled, and all that gets pulled out, as does the wrinkles on the panel, of course. This goes underneath the upper capping, gets pulled out, and when the door sits straight, no wrinkles. Okay, so I guess one last thing before I start looking at everything individually is to make mention, as you can see, that if it's a panel, it's supplied as a brand new fully upholstered panel to replace the original. So there's no recovering the old stuff. You get a brand new panel, CAD cut. You can see all the holes ready for the clips. Kick panels, everything. If it's a cover that gets glued to the body, it's supplied as a pre-cut piece that's pattern shaped and ready to install. So we don't just send you bulk material for cut edge road. You can see here 4 pieces door edge vinyl trim. So this gets glued onto the door edge. Even the covers here for the upper cantrail covers, 2 at 42 by 2 and 2 at 40 by 2. Moquette for the covers for the rear, for the seat track. So the moquette that covers the wooden seat track. Dip switch cover, transmission inspection plate cover, and what's this one here? 1 each vinyl cover for above clocks and dials, 9 inch by the width of the roll. Now, what's so great about that? Lots. One, when you open the bag, you know exactly what's in there, and with that, where it goes. So even if you don't have an original car, it guides you to be able to figure out where these pieces go that may or may not be on your car after 60 odd years. So more than that, isn't it? My goodness, yeah, it is. Anyway, often through the years they lose their original components, and this helps you to capture everything that was original. We've done it, we've labeled it, and that then gets you on the right track with your project. So I think that's a pretty good overview. Let's leave it there, and we'll look at things individually, and we'll go episode at a time here. Now, my favorite part of our Mark V Saloon of our offering is what we call perfectionist panel kit. Again, as I mentioned earlier, all brand new substrate. So here we have the big deep panels that are either side of the rear seat. You can see you make them exactly as original, part vinyl, part leather. Of course, Jaguar used vinyl where they could get away with it. Tapered exactly as original, hardwood at the front, and stapled for long life, which Jaguar did not do. These are the, those 2 big armrests either side in the rear seat. There's the covers for those with the spikes ready to nail on. Again, taper cut and ready to go. All the other components for that big armrest are supplied. We supply absolutely everything, even the foam padding, the board, everything that it takes to rebuild that, as well as the rectangles of leather and vinyl. So they're all included. Under dash panel, of course. Kick panels with or without the vent. It's a question that the sales guys ask when the order's placed. With the flap at the bottom, it gets glued down on the floor so you don't see the gap between the panel and the carpet. And again, very significant part of the kit is the pre-cut pieces that would capture every detail. We have the rear door panels with the beautiful swoop-in piping lines, and of course the front pocket with the infamous and slightly useless zippered pocket for your flask, I suppose, or a map or something. Anyway, that's how they were made, beautifully top stitched, and kind of a unique look to the Mark V Saloon. Of course, the drop heads didn't have that. It's a pretty cool looking door panel with that swooping line. So I think that is a pretty good look at the panels. We'll look at a few other things and conclude. Quick addition to the Mark V Saloon. For the sharp-eyed, to notice when we did the panels that these weren't shown, the center pillar panels. BC pillar panel. I'm sorry, yeah, center pillar. So there you have them. They're also included in our Mark V Saloon kit. Okay, next we're looking at the seat covers. We looked at these a little earlier. One significant thing for our BAS seats is the high quality scrim foam that we use. We have especially made for us. It's a very important part of seat making, and gives us great results. Some of the pieces in the Mark V seats are wool cloth backed, as they were from Jaguar, which stops this leather from stretching. That's the reason they did that. And then we have very high quality calico. Of course, this isn't seen, it doesn't matter what color it is. And all beautifully sewn and piped as original. There's the rear seat cushion by the look of it, the armrest for the rear, the big center sections for the front seats, and then of course the front seats themselves. Again, combination of back leather, moquette, and you can see how that goes. And then across the top, of course, there's a lead strip that gets leather covered, and even that's included in the kit, those two strips there. And yeah, not an easy seat to recover, and we strongly recommend that they can be sent to us. They ship very easily UPS ground in what the moving companies call a wardrobe box. We have flat guaranteed rates on this. They're not an easy seat to trim, but we've done lots and we know how long it takes to do a perfect job, and we're happy to quote on that. So that's a pretty good overview of the leather for the Mark V Saloon. We'll start with a look at the carpet set. As I mentioned in the earlier episode, Wilton wool carpet, 5mm, actually 5mm, 1/4 inch, 100% wool, rubber backed, exactly as original spec for Jaguar from the Mark V right the way through till 1969. Leather shift boot with the leather binding sewn in. All the rest is vinyl bound as original. You can see the carpet piece here at the rear that goes around the rear seat. Carpet sewn together to form over the bell housing. You can see how it's all beautifully bound. We have a special machine that we use for applying the binding. Leather heel pads sewn in exactly as original, beautifully top stitch to give absolute accuracy. And then we have the underfelt kit, which is all pre-cut pattern shapes. I'm certain that the Mark V includes typically with our kits it includes the snaps for affixing the carpet set. So we supply all those. And as you can see, all in all, it's of course this hasn't gone to the shipping department yet to be cleaned down, but there's one big piece for the center, as you can see. And because, like us, the width of the roll for Jaguar was 42 inches, our width is 42, and they had to add on this little bit because they couldn't get it out of one piece. And that's why they did that. So there you go, there's the carpet set, and we'll look at some other things. Okay, next we're going to take a look at the windlace kit, or draft excluder kit for Brits and Aussies, and don't forget the Kiwis. Here we go. So what we have in the Saloon, Mark V Saloon, are very long lengths of what we call crest of a wave moquette. You can see the shape of the extrusion, kind of like crest of a wave, and then we have to glue this moquette on. It's extremely difficult to do, to tell you the truth. The guys hate doing it. It's hard to get that under and get it straight, and anyway, they do a great job, as you can see. Then there's some pieces that are glued around, just tube pieces, and that all fits around the doors on the Mark V Saloons. This this is often very difficult for other people to get this extrusion, but it is included in our kit. And of course Moquette covered the short nap wool cloth exactly as original. Finally, looking at the Mark V Saloon headliner. You can see it here in a beautiful 100% wool in the fawn color. We have fawn and gray. Again, CAD cut. Every single piece for the entire car is supplied. Rectangles, for the sun visors. All these pieces are used and required. So everything that you need for the headliner is there. And of course, where necessary, it's sewn beautifully and ready to fit. Even the piping is included. You can see I wasn't kidding about complete panels. We even include these panels, the opera lights, brand new panel boards, fully upholstered, ready to fit on the car. You see that with the spikes ready to go, paper coated as original. So we try to take care of the things we can. If it's something that gets glued on the car, that there's nothing we can provide other than the correct piece. But this way, with our BAS kit, ensures great results because all the difficult stuff is done by us here. So I think all in all, that is a pretty good overview of the Mark V Saloon. Again, something we're very proud of, and we'll certainly find cheaper out there, but none better. What separates BAS from lots of competitors? This does, gentlemen. Check it out. Mark II Saloon. This is an automatic with an organ pedal. It's lots of variations of this file, or a few variations. So we picked the right one for the order. This is a chocolate brown. It's a custom color in this particular case, but a nice looking color. I believe it's opalescent gold or bronze, the car, so it should look good. Anyway, this is a demonstration of our cutter machine in use cutting this carpet set. So we've got the right file up. First thing to do, turn on the motor. That sucks the vacuum down. This carpet is being held down by this vacuum, very powerful vacuum that holds the plastic down. We then jog this into position and check to see if the carpet's straight. Come in and we press the button. And that's it. My job is over. It never fails to put a smile on my face watching this machine operate. This is the front mat, driver's side. Before this, we used to hand cut these, very time consuming, difficult work. The machine makes it a lot easier, obviously. And we get the absolute accuracy and we get best yield for material. So it's a win all the way. It's the big inner sill covers, inner rocker covers. Well, look at it plotting. As it cuts, it bolds the piece. So now that becomes bold. Now it's the second sill, slightly different shape. And when it comes to the end of this, it'll become bold. Done. Cut. On to the next one. Rear mats. Isn't it beautiful? You can see why I like looking at this. And the best thing is it never asks for a lunch break. Never complains. Perfect employee. It's also American made machine, made in Connecticut. A company called Gerber. Beautiful machine. I'm running out of battery on the camera, so I think you may see the end of this cut, but I think you guys can get the picture from here. The gearbox sides. I'll just lift one of the pieces off that we finished with this. There's the mat. Look how this cut around the paddle. Just perfectly. then we just pick up the pieces, goes to the sewing department. Those two little pieces are either side on the rear seat. Okay, Mark V drop head coupe in a beautiful custom color, non-original for the year, but a Jaguar color nonetheless. Beautiful magnolia with contrast in blue piping. You can see it's a very attractive combination. Turned out very nicely. Just wanted to film this part. We've already covered the Mark V drop head. Just wanted to basically show the colors here on this. It's great color combination. We've got the underdash panel pieces for rebuilding the rear armrest. Big armrest cover there. And of course the upper light panels and the seat covers themselves. Of course they don't look good until they're fitted, but you get the idea of color. Then the matching wind lace, draft excluder for the whole set. And then contrast the light interior against the dark blue carpet, and it's a great look. You can imagine when that's in the car. It's if you go with all light, that we do have a light beige carpet that kind of goes with the magnolia, but looks a little too anemic. If you contrast it against the darker colors, the carpet's more practical. We have the leather heel pad. Of course, these have yet to be cleaned off, ready for shipping. And then we did leather shift boot in blue, and then we're contrasting the light interior against it. And as you can see, it turned out very nicely. So just wanted to show that, so that gives people ideas on color options.